Stream is up. All right. So, this is most of our usual Thursday night D&D crew, but we have a special guest joining us tonight for a new mini campaign. This is our Oops, All Monks campaign, also called the Day of 10,000 Fists. And we are welcoming Joe from my Monday Night Modern Fantasy group.
Hello,
We're going
Joe.
we're going to go around and introduce everybody by character name and player name. Have everyone say just a little bit about your character, but first, a little blurb about the world. So our story takes place in a little region of any given fantasy world. Most of the elements are similar. This is a world of high fantasy, of combat, of risk and adventure and treasure. All of these things are the same. But this is also a region where powerful organizations are more prominent in the world, where the practice of magic and martial skills is a little more at the forefront. And we are calling this area the Realm. This is what the folks who live here call it. Folks who are outside of this area call it the Empire of 12 Crowns, named for the 12 nation states that came together under the rule of the first emperor to create the country. And what is notable for our purposes is that there are many of these organizations of powerful people training disciples, gathering power, politicking and maneuvering. But more importantly, once every 10 years, something happens. It's been happening for literally centuries now. Every 10 years, like clockwork, a rift opens. And it always opens in the same place, out in a section of a region called the Golden Plains. And it calls people. And it doesn't always call those who are expected, but it always calls warriors. Whether it's weapons or magic or fists, it calls people to come and to fight. The reason for it is somewhat unclear. The rift doesn't explain itself. The call appears as a literal glowing sigil somewhere on a combatant's body. And they are simply filled with the knowledge that they need to arrive at a certain place by a certain date. Rumors say that the fighters are fighting for the sake of the world. That if they were to somehow fail in the strange tasks that are put before them, that the world might somehow come undone. But that's mostly speculation. What we do know is that every 10 years, it calls fighters of all different skill levels from all different corners of the realm and draws them into the rift, where they'll be faced with strange and otherworldly challenges. Those who survive and win will leave with incredible prizes. Wealth and fortune, rare lost treasures, magical weapons, special techniques that are from lost schools, all manner of treasures. And we pick up with 5 such fighters who are making their way towards this spot. the strange landing zone called the 10-Year City, named for obvious reasons. So we're going to start introducing everybody. Since I'll go left to right from my screen. Joe, can you tell us a little bit about Snicked?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm tempted, but I'm not going to do the voices because Snicked, in his own mind, sounds like a powerful elder dragon. But to everybody else, Snicked sounds like 2.5 feet of cobalt. So Snicked is 2.5 feet of cobalt with about 15 feet of ego. What else you want to know?
So, what has it been like for Snicked traveling here? What kind of a traveler is Snicked? Is he more of a lone wanderer? Does he hook up with a caravan? And what sort of hijinks would he be getting up to on the road?
Well, Snicked traveled with whoever was going in the same direction as him until they decided they didn't want to travel with him anymore. You know, he's a very carefree individual, willing to just hang out with anybody who's willing to hang out with him. But, he got a lot of funny looks. People were not convinced, even though they saw the sigil, that he was actually supposed to be here. So it was more of a, getting to know people. Hi, how you doing? I'm the best hero in the world. And they just kind of give a funny look.
So, I think at some point along the way, someone saw Snicked, this 2.5 foot tall kobold, and thought, this looks like an easy target. And they confronted Snicked on the road. They weren't a particularly skilled, well, let's call them what they are, skilled bandit. How would Snicked have resolved that situation?
Well, assuming that they were upfront with things, Snicked doesn't carry a whole lot because he's able to, make do with what he finds. But once it was clear that they were trying to rob him, he just kind of laughed, then jumped up and punched him in the face. It was a bit of a leap since 2.5 feet tall.
What style would we say that Snicked was using in that moment?
In that moment, Snicked kind of resembled a phoenix in flight.
So there's just a moment, the movements and the energy behind the movements suddenly manifests for just a second as this nearly visible, almost like if you took a flapping bird and you took the bird away and just left a fiery trace of its motion. And that's the last thing this guy saw before Snick knocked him the heck out. So Snicked is our first to arrive. The 10-Year City, while not truly a city, is pretty massive. There's a handful of nicer permanent buildings in the center, but there are so many carts and tents and tables that have been set up. There's temporary lodgings. There's every possible kind of merchant, which Snicked would be very familiar with.
Absolutely. I know the best place to get some fried frog gizzard if you want some.
So I think as we sort of pull away from Snicked, we see Snicked, trading a few coins for some unusual but delicious food items, and as we sort of pan away in the distance, we see what looks like certainly one of the dirtiest people here. Almost everyone here is bristling with sort of martial or magical authority and splendor. This is all of the top warriors on full display. They're wearing the colors and the distinctive outfits and markers of their styles and institutions. There's gleaming armor. There's beautiful robes. There's all kinds of like strange magical creatures running around. But if we sort of pierce through the crowd, sort of looking in between some tents towards Snikt, is the dirtiest man here, propped up against sort of a dark corner of one of the buildings, and is watching Snikt very intently with surprisingly, literally bright eyes underneath sort of matted, thick hair that bushes out all over his face. So we come to Lilifear. So how would Lilifear be traveling? What is Lilifear like, Aaron?
Um, well, he's a fairy, so he has wings. Um, kind of almost like, yeah, I don't know what you'd call it, celestial, cosmic looking, but not quite. Travel wise, he a lot of times will kind of just hover above the ground and fly around. Always enjoys hanging out in trees and stuff.
So I don't want to fully give away too much of Lilifear's background, but does Lilifear still have any sort of visible emblem or marker of their previous life and upbringing?
Um, let's see. Just trying to remember, what did I choose for? Because we decided on bandit or something like that, right?
Yes.
That was I was trying to remember. I I was asking about in my character sheet. It just says custom background, and so I wasn't sure what. But yes, that's what I thought. Okay, yes. So yeah, he has like I don't know what you'd call it. Not exactly a brand. Might be kind of like a tattoo of the bandit clan that he was from, just on like his upper arm.
So I think you then would have sort of the opposite experience of Snikt. At some point along the way, a couple of bandits sort of come out from behind some rocks, and they look like they're about ready to sort of come at you. And one of them notices the mark and kind of elbows the others, and they suddenly become very respectful all of a sudden. And they actually like share some food with you and travel with you down the road a little ways. All right, so Lilifear arrives safely at the 10-year city, and that brings us to Show. CJ, tell us a little bit about Show and how is Show getting here?
Well, I imagine. Well, let me describe what he looks like first. Show is a training dummy for everyone here would be a warrior of some kind, has done some kind of training in their past. I look exactly like one of the dummies you would train on, um, carved to look like a human. However, there are have been metal plates put along my body, Um, and for those of you who know about the Iron Body clan, you know that they will they hurt their body in order to ultimately strengthen it. So that is why I would have metal along me, because it would hurt them more to punch it. Um, and for whatever reason in my past, I woke up. I am essentially an awakened training dummy. And I'm very young, even though I don't look it. And because of that, I'm also very naive to the world. And I imagine that when the mark appeared on me, I was given a little bit of money to help, from the clan to help me get here. But I met up with some people who offered to take me, and I gave them my money, and they left. Um, I guess they just had somewhere to be. So I am penniless and made my way here essentially hitchhiking, walking when I couldn't.
All right, so show definitely attracts some attention along the way. I would think though too, you've probably got. I'll physically drop this in your inventory. You've probably
Okay.
got an emblem of the Iron Body clan, either like something you can carry with you, or physically carved into you somewhere.
Oh yeah, I would think carved into me, because when I was a training dummy, they needed to be able to prove that I was their property. Kind of like a kid writing their name on the bottom of a toy's foot. Like,
Yes.
All right,
Does it
so
say Andy?
it sorry, looking up a name. Actually, instead of Andy, it says Iron Arm Bartoon, and I think more than once, probably a confused looking bandit or thief came out and like looked you over and saw that carved into you and was like, you know what? Not worth it. Not worth it. I don't know what's happening here, but nothing good will come of this.
yeah, I can see that happening. And I would have just waved at them. Well, nice getting to know you.
All right. So next up is Ty. So Hayden, tell us a little bit about Ty. How is Ty traveling?
He's lived with his master, so he decided once he got the emblem to just walk, take the scenic route. So he left a little early and just kind of meandered his way all the way over here because he had his map and he had the roads, and he just kind of walked. And when people offered if they wanted a lift, he kind of just waved them off because he didn't want to be a burden on them to help him carry. And he just kind of took his time walking, enjoying the scenery, nature, just having a grand old time.
So I think for the most part, you would have been able to avoid most trouble along the way. But at some point, something happened. It might have just been like a minor inconvenience, but like it could have been as dramatic as like someone like a horse tried to kick you, or maybe you just like dropped a dumpling or something. What would be sort of the danger or inconvenience to Ty?
Honestly, it'd probably be, since I'm walking the main roads, as a horse. It came close to kicking me, but I kind of, being me, just kind of, dodged it and just was like, just had to give it a little sigh. Like, just always some people, they don't respect the rules of the road. They don't understand. You give like the walkers, give them a little space from your horses because these things are deadly and they can kick you. But
So,
ignorance, I blame it on ignorance for them. Just give it a sigh.
so this is what most people see happen, but there's like a kid nearby, and they're watching very closely as this horse kicks at you, and the horse, the horse almost hits you. And when I say almost, I mean it looks like there's no way that you were going to get out of the way of this blow. And there's just this subtle flicker, and only this little kid catches it, and you are suddenly not standing where you were. Not far, just like a few inches to the side, and this horse's hoof, like, right past you, when it should have hit you full in the chest. And this kid's
easy.
jaw drops.
And all I do, I keep walking. I give the kid a wink. And I point to him and I give him a nod, like he saw correct what just happened. Don't say a word. Let the kid speculate.
So you leave this this very confused child behind you, and you arrive at the city. And so we come to certainly not the strangest, perhaps equally strange, an equally strange member of our party. We come to the figure known as the Silence. Harry, tell us a little bit about the Silence.
Well, he's only allowed to say one word per year. He likes to change up the language as best he can, but it's hard to when you can only say one word per year. Other than that, he heard about this event and decided he would like to test his mind out, see how strong his mind is.
So our viewer sees a little bit of a montage here of the Silence growing up in this very strange place. It's part of it looks like a traditional sort of martial arts school. There are places where folks are practicing sort of combat arts. There are places where people are sort of meditating, training and eating and working. And all of this would be fairly standard, except that they do it in utter silence. There is scarcely a word spoken out of the hundreds of people who are moving in and out of this complex. And it backs right up to a mountain. And we see the tunnels that connect and go deeper into the mountain. And there are huge glowing purple crystals embedded into caves and caverns and tunnels. And we see folks sitting and meditating near these giant crystals. And if one was tuned to exactly the right supernatural frequency, they might be able to hear a chorus of voices speaking on some other wavelength. Even the purple stones themselves speaking, but no audible words being spoken. So, our whole party has arrived. Not everyone has the same mark for the Day of 10,000 Fists. It's not always the same number, but people tend to be called in groups who will sort of participate together in the activities. But you all have arrived at the city just for amusement purposes. I'm going to say that each of you has... You're level 3. We'll say you have 200 gold.
No, I don't.
Yeah, well, you don't, I guess. If you wanted to, you would potentially be able to potentially draw money in the name of the Iron Body clan.
Okay, that works.
There are I mean, this is bustling. Just at a quick glance, you would guess there are, I mean, thousands of people here. Hundreds of them will go into the gate, into the rift, for the actual event itself. But there's just table after table and stall and shop. Are there any things you all want to shop for before you get started?
I think Snikt is probably gorging himself at as many food tents as possible.
So we just see Snikt arms loaded with all of this food, all these different styles, truly from every corner of the realm. There's strange seafood that's been brought, magically sort of preserved all the way from the coasts on the east and the western coast. There's exotic foods from the northern mountains. There's a lot of grain products, because this is in the middle of the Golden Plains. Just about everything you can imagine is here. So Snikt is gorging himself. What's everybody else doing?
Show is just wandering around, taking everything in. This is really his first time out in the world, especially without any supervision. Everything seems new and amazing to him. He had no idea there were even this many people around. Looking at the people wandering around, the things offered in shops, just very impressed by it all.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
All right, with a 12. You find all kinds of interesting things. There are even some basic technique scrolls that you would be able to purchase. You find a couple of alchemists, and this would be sort of common knowledge for all of you. Alchemists in this setting don't just make potions, but also, well, I guess they are potions, but the potions don't just have short-term effects. There are potions that can permanently improve your constitution, not the stat, your physicality. Things that can improve your spiritual energy. There's also shadier medicines that might be able to give you a cheap, short advantage for a moment.
Would any of these things be colorful or extremely being advertised or showy? Because those are the things that would draw show's attention.
It would be hard to say what isn't showy.
Okay.
Especially the cheaper stuff. The more sort of refined products are more reserved. You pass by what looks like some kind of auction house, like a mini auction house setup. to immediately sort of purchase and resell valuable items.
Is it loud?
No, not at all.
Oh.
It's one of the few places it's actually magically quiet. Yeah, probably if noise and color and volume, all of that's a factor, definitely out in the stalls.
Yeah, I'd be out in the stalls then, because that would seem more exciting to me.
What?
All right. Are there any kind of items that would catch his eye?
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
maybe. I mean, in my inventory, just to have, but that would be probably the only thing that I would be interested in buying
Yeah.
for mundane items.
Are there any kind of magical things that would catch his eye?
All magical things, because that, like I said, he doesn't know of them. So if something seems to act in a way that he wouldn't expect,
You'd be the best one out of both of us.
yeah, he'd be very interested in that.
So this would be total overload.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's technique books that you recognize as like containing sort of like fundamental skills that anyone. Whoops. My incredibly noisy dog has just come back in. Just one moment.
okay.
Well, thank you. Oh,
He is so out of breath, he sounds like an industrial fan.
he's been running around outside.
Yep.
Oh,
Has
gosh.
no restraint, even though it's like 1,000,000 degrees here. Yeah, there are all kinds of like basic techniques. There's things that you
Is
would
there-
definitely have heard of before.
Are there two? If I'm looking around, I think the two things that might stand out to me, if they're there, would be the Iron Body symbol, if that's emblazoned on anything, or anything made out of wood, especially if it's magical and acting not a way that it would be, because that would sort of call to me as a wooden robot that's sort of become awakened. Um,
You actually do find something with the Iron Body Clan symbol on it.
oh, cool.
I'm gonna try and turn my microphone away and see if that helps. Okay. So you would know this about sort of the history of the Iron Body Clan, that the Iron Body Clan is descended. It has roots in some unsavory people at various points. Specifically, the sort of founding figure was basically like a bandit
Yes.
who happened to quite literally bump into an old master There was a sort of altercation, but ended up taking on this bandit as a student, and that was sort of the start of the Iron Body clan. So, unlike a lot of traditions, the Iron Body clan is pretty free with its most basic techniques. It tends to put those out in the world pretty often on the basis that if people are good at them, they should learn them and then come join you all. So you actually do see a few of these basic techniques that you don't know.
Oh.
They're in sort of like neatly bound, hand copied books that have the Iron Body Clan symbol emblazoned on them.
What ones are they?
You find one that's called the 18 Bowls. This one is only slightly useful for you.
Yeah.
This is less of a martial manual and more of a record of the rules for an Iron Body mercenary clan drinking game, and advice on how to win. But sort of buried down in there does seem to be a technique that would give you advantage on saving throws against saving throws that result from alcohol, and saving throws against the frightened condition. And if you succeed on a saving throw against either condition, you gain 5 temporary hit points.
All right. Because this might apply, in this world, do Warforged need to eat and drink? And also, can they eat and drink?
I would say that you can.
Okay.
I would think that a lot of food would not particularly register. Drink more so. Again, not required, but at least doable.
Okay. Yep. Just good to know for if it ever comes up. The saving throw against fear is good enough. How much does it cost?
So there's 2 of these techniques here.
And
and
what's the other one?
the other one is called the Purple Shoulder Retort. You know that this is named after a story from the founding of the Iron Body clan. And if you were to study these techniques, you could gain the following technique. You are immune to the grappled condition. When a creature attempts to grapple, push, or pull you, they must make a strength saving throw against your key save DC. On a failure, they take bludgeoning damage equal to 1 roll of your martial arts die and are knocked back 10 feet.
All right. And how much are these 2?
Each one is 150 gold.
Oof. So yeah, I would. I'd go up to the shopkeeper and attempt to engage him in conversation if I can catch his eye through the bustling crowd, and I'd say, "Excuse me, sir, or ma'am, I don't know who we're talking to here. These 2 scrolls, these techniques, they're from I know the people who wrote these. Can I have them?"
So the salesperson is an older man, still very dark hair, but deeply receding. Has kind of like a thin mustache, and then like a sort of a fuzzy goatee that isn't quite fully grown in. Very like colorful clothes, but this close you notice that they are not They're going a little ragged and faded at the edges. He sort of gives you a critical look up and down, both out of confusion and also for what you just said. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
You actually did way better than I would have expected.
Me too.
They're not like instantly mad at you. There's a certain amount of sympathy there. He says, I'm sorry.
Show. My name is Show. What's your name?
We'll go with that. My name is Alt. And we're not really in the habit of giving things away here. But he's kind of looking you over, and he definitely notices, like, you've got Iron Arm Bartoon's name carved into your arm as part of your emblem. And he says, I'll tell you what, I can't give it to you for free, but I'll part with, they're $150 each. I'll part with both for $200.
That is quite a discount. Well, you see, sir, I actually don't have any money. But I'm sure, I could go back and ask them for some more money. But it might be a while. Can I give you an IOU?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
All right. Even with a 10, you would know that this is actually not super uncommon because of high rates of sort of banditry and theft and whatnot. People who belong to organizations often don't carry a lot of money. With your Iron Body Clan emblem, you could basically do an IOU.
Awesome. Yeah, I would like to do that then.
All right. So you can flash him the copper emblem that I just dropped in your inventory. And he sort of...
Do I have to reload it to see it?
Probably. You know that the emblem has like a minor magic in it. And basically he is able to manipulate the aura of it and register the transaction. And
I'm a walking QR code.
pretty
I
much.
can Venmo.
You just got to be real careful because you can easily use a clan or organizational emblem to get yourself into much more trouble than you can pay back.
Yeah.
But with a copper emblem, they're not going to give you too much leeway.
I actually don't see. Oh, it's It's in my equipment.
Yep.
I'm gonna move it to my backpack.
So you are able to purchase both techniques. And for those who have not looked at it yet, Techniques is a system that is unique to the monk subclasses we're using. Each character can have a number of techniques at a time equal to their proficiency bonus. And so Sho, once he has time to learn these two techniques, will be able to use both of them. But if he picks up a third one, he'll have to swap them in and out on a long rest.
Assuming it only takes up one slot, some of them could take multiple technique slots.
Also true. All right. Who else is doing some shopping?
Well, you know me. I have a hard time making decisions, so honestly, I think I'm just gonna start walking the whole place, minus the food court. That's all his.
All right. You spot just all kinds of things. You pass one person who it's a young let's see, we're gonna say a young Aarakocra woman. She has sort of avian features, very sort of bright white wings, but they almost look black along the edges. And as you walk past, she has this sort of like very sweet smell surrounding her, but you catch something underneath it. And you can see that at the edges of her wings, there's actually a faint green mist coming off of them. And a fly, attracted by, let's be real, a lot of humanoid refuse, is sort of flying by, and it flies a little too close to the wings, and it just and just falls to the ground dead.
All right, I'm not curious about this.
And honestly, you see a lot of other weird stuff. You see people who are emitting all kinds of like weird energy. You see people who are basically walking around just on fire or have lightning coming out of their eyes. You pass what are clearly like grand masters of different styles, traveling with like a whole retinue behind them, and like everyone gets out of their way.
Oh, even me, I get out of the way.
Yeah, it's that is something I should mention. It was in the notes, but apparently not all of us read the notes for the game. This is definitely a world where like if you insult somebody or disrespect them, they will fight you, and a lot of them will kill you. That's just the vibe here. Like, power has to be respected or met with power. And right now, you all are small fry. But that won't always be the case. Unless you die. All right. So you're meandering. What is the silence doing?
How fitting.
Yeah, this is very appropriate.
Super realistic.
Yep. All right. That seems like it works. So you all are actually here for like differing amounts of time. Folks don't arrive like the day that this happens because, not to freak you out, but stories say that folks who are called for the Day of 10,000 Fists and don't show up, bad things happen to them. There are stories of folks who get sick, folks who find that their energy is somehow hampered, folks who seem to be cursed, even folks who just straight up die, like instantly. So everyone gives a little bit of a leeway. So you all are able to find sort of cheaper accommodations, and finally the day arrives. North from where you're at, there is a massive clear area, and the edges of it are marked off with both huge, obelisks, demarcating an area, as well as sort of formation flags. These sort of magical artifacts that help create boundaries. And you can see that past that, something has, like, made the ground here glassy. But you see it across this entire place at once. Every single person who has one of these marks turns their head at the same moment as the rift opens in front of you. And there is a sort of general milling as people start heading that way. You've got about 5 to 10 minutes to get into this rift before everything begins.
When you say that it's glassy,
Uh-huh.
do you mean like jagged glass or like smooth window glass?
It's got sort of like an obsidian look to it, but it is relatively smooth. There's a little bit of wear. It's not like perfectly flat. There's enough friction to walk, but it kind of looks like something seared this place so dramatically that it permanently scarred the ground here.
All right. Yeah, well, if I'm being called, if I'm feeling that call, how powerful is the call?
Unmistakable. It's not necessarily.
I guess what I mean is, show will show the enthusiasm that the call dictates he should. If it feels urgent, he's going to start running. He's not going to try to fight it or act cool about it at all. He will joyously follow this urge. But if it's just like more of a thrum, a hey, it's time to get moving, then he'll just walk.
Yeah, it's more of a get moving. Because if it was a run, like, you would have people, like, blasting through these buildings.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start making my way there then.
Making my way.
I think I see this guy and think he looks interesting, so I sidle up beside him, and Snicked is eating something difficult to discern out of a paper bag and reaches up to offer show some.
I will take it, look at it, and I'll say, "What's this?" as I start eating it.
Pickled slugs.
Pickled slugs, interesting. Do Warforged have taste buds?
I will leave this to you because you're not really a Warforged. You know, like you're your own thing. So I'll let you decide.
I'm gonna say no because I would not have been carved with the intention of having taste buds.
Well, and here's what I will say: it's the worst sound, as these like squelchy slugs are like reduced to a pulp by like wooden teeth, just going like clack squelch, clack squelch, clack squelch.
Everyone else might find it repulsive, but to me it's new and interesting and kind of amazing. I've never heard this before, and
The juicy ones are the best.
this might be my new favorite food if I had to eat. simply because of the unique sound it makes.
You
Oh,
all are
by the
like
way,
clearing
my
out
name's
a
Joe.
wide
Who are
berth
you?
around you.
What?
You all are clearing out like a wide berth around you.
Oh, okay.
Really uncomfortable being near you now.
And I would introduce myself as Show.
Hi,
Well,
I'm
Show,
Snicked.
nice to meet you, Snick. How did you discover these delicious things? And
Oh, my family makes them.
oh,
They were in that leather tent back there.
and I would just talk to him casually about how his family makes pickled slugs as we go towards the fight of our lives.
After we come back, I'll get you some candied frog feet.
You
You should try the mountain oysters first.
Are they
Oh,
deep
never on a
fried?
Sunday.
I thought mountains. I
so,
didn't think mountains had oysters.
Snicked, you of course would know that there's actually really great mountain oysters that come from the nearby Verdant Hills region, which is known for its thriving livestock.
Yeah, we're not allowed to cook those ones though.
How big are these oysters that they're considered livestock? These are all.
Don't forget the pig ears either.
The world is so interesting.
You do notice, like, maybe the first time this happened, everyone was very frightened, but this has almost become so routine that it feels more like a festival than a death match.
Okay.
You all would also notice you have matching emblems.
Oh. BFFs.
Secret sizing you all up in my with my head.
All right. So each of you is sort of drawn towards the center space where a rift fully like 100 feet up is flickering in the air. It's not circular. It's almost like a crack in space. And the edges are just slightly faded. And through it, you can see a roiling current of energy. And people just sort of walk up to the base of it, step forward, and vanish.
Whoa. Let's go do that. And I kind of I'm not gonna sprint, but I'm gonna kind of do
Jog.
you know, between a quick walk and a jog, like
Excitedly walk over.
like a kid who just saw something really cool and wants to try, but also knows that he'll get in trouble if he runs.
I am just throwing weird food into my mouth like eating popcorn at a movie theater.
Who's gonna be the first one?
Oh,
I'm gonna guess
I
show.
definitely will.
Oh no, it'd be me. I can go. Let's do this. All right, boys. I'll see you on the other side.
Huh. I'm trying to paste you all onto the next map, and for some reason I can't, and I don't know why.
Oh,
It's 'cause-
this is probably-
Do we normally group up?
No, like I've copied you. It's being weird.
Okay,
So I will just manually drop fresh copies of all of you.
that works too.
So there is a pulse that runs through you as you get closer to the rift. It's almost like it completes a circuit with the glowing insignia on your body. And they hit sort of a perfect harmony as you step up to the edge and vanish. There's a moment of almost just an overwhelming amount of sensory data. Literally, you see and hear and smell. You even taste impossible things. And you catch glimpses of unusual locales. You all see, very, very briefly, what just looks like a platform suspended in space, like a little island of rock floating. You see these serpents that are probably 6 feet long, and masses of them swarm through this forest. But their scales are made of steel, and there are blades jutting out from their edges. And they slither through forests of trees that have a silvered quality to them. And it only lasts for a moment, and then with the taste of what you can only describe as lightning on your tongue, you find yourselves in a pit. And if I've done it correctly, you should be able to see the pit.
We are in a pit.
Yes.
So there is this... it's almost like when you complete the step that you took to sort of start to move through, you finish the step into this pit. The walls extend 30 feet up, all the way around. You can see that there are lights above you. There's lights down in the pit with you. And across from you are 5 humanoid silhouettes. Whoever wants to, give me a perception check.
Oh,
You
I'm
mean
on it.
just one of us, or should all of us if we
Anybody.
feel like
Whoever wants to.
Never mind.
So I did not port my stats onto Roll20, so I'm rolling on D&D Beyond. I got a
Oh,
19.
that's what we're all doing, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw. You got 19.
Oh, do you have D&D Beyond?
Yeah, everyone's on D&D Beyond.
Not D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh,
extension.
Beyond
you
20.
Extension. Yeah, Beyond 20.
No, I don't.
Oh, you should look into getting that extension. It will roll it into the chat.
Oh.
mean?
Although
Clever.
it does sometimes behave oddly,
Mm.
I will say.
Noob. Harrison, we said perception, not arcana.
I was just
What?
testing it out.
Oh, he's testing his.
I couldn't remember if I had the extension or not.
Oops.
I got 16.
All right. So, Snicked and... Wait, what? Oh. Some of them showed up in one place and not the other. Snicked... Oh, is Snicked the only one who saw anything?
Oh, we all just roll perception?
It's
I
up
did
to
a
you.
very good roll. Yeah. I didn't do well. I don't
I thought you just
percept
did one of
very
us.
often.
I got 24.
Jeez. This makes sense. So Snicked and Ty Lee were probably the two who were, sort of most wandering around during all this, just sort of people watching. You recognize these folks on the other side here. These are folks who were in the city with you all. So as you arrive, you take in the details of this pit, It seems to be made of some kind of dark stone. There's braziers burning brightly with an almost like arcane fire in each corner. And in the center, above the brazier there is a dark glowing orb. And it is sort of suspended in the air. And with no obvious verbal... There's no announcer. There's no like instructions carved on the wall. You feel a sudden sense of urgency. You know that you need to take this orb, and you all need to be the ones who are holding it and not them. You don't know exactly why, but there is a sort of driving sense that if you don't, something bad is going to happen.
All right.
And I will say, I don't know about the silence, but at least show. Bartoon would have told you that this is how the events here are conveyed. If you have an impulse like that, you need to follow it, because that's essentially the rules of the event being conveyed to you.
Gotcha.
And you see almost at the same time, the five of them also kind of like their heads snap up and turn to look at the orb. And everybody needs to roll for initiative.
Woo!
Oh no. You're rolling garbage. Oh, thank goodness.
Well, we better pitter patter, boys.
We gotta kill him. Like, we have to get the orb, but we gotta kill him.
Hey, Colby.
Yeah.
The background I chose granted a feat. Was there a level where that feat comes online?
I wasn't sure exactly what would be the most fitting. I dropped toughness, or tough, as a placeholder. So you can stick with tough, or you could replace it with something else.
For my background?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we discussed in text that it would have been...
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you can go ahead and replace it. Just go to Manage Feats. It's down at the bottom of that tab.
Okay. Under feats.
These are mine. Got an 8. That name is still showing up in the initiative tracker. Mr.
That'll
Ty.
affect my HP then.
And Snicked got a 12.
Yeah, it said that it didn't send to the tracker.
I didn't have it open yet, but I plugged them all in. It's fine.
Oh.
All right. So, they got really good initiative rolls. There is a heavily tattooed monk in the back right corner who is wearing sort of darker robes, and since he sort of has the drop, he is going to dash forward. And he takes the orb. And he's going to go ahead and retreat back. Oops. With it. His buddy is going to go. And his buddy is going to get out ahead of him. And warp as he passes through an eldritch portal. And his buddy is going to take the... Yeah, he's going to take the dodge action. And on initiative count 20, this kind of sucks for y'all, but that's how it turned out. there is a pulse from the orb, and a blue light appears on the wall behind them. Lilifear, you have the first turn of the campaign.
Oh, okay.
Mini campaign.
Hang on. I navigated away from my character page. Hang on. Get back to it.
How do
Website.
how do I add spells to my character sheet?
You add them as part of the feat.
Won't let me do that either.
Do we have any feats yet?
I do.
You
because
get them
of
from
my
your background.
I was going to say, okay.
I dropped yours on there as Skulker.
That's right. So I did see that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it won't let me do it when I click the feet. Try reloading, maybe? Yeah, no.
Oh, I found it. What was it you wanted?
Me?
Yeah.
For my cantrips.
Shillelagh, Thorn Whip, and Entangle.
Yep.
Got it.
Thank you.
They are added. All right. Lilifear, what's up?
Okay. Well then. I will attempt to completely miss. I don't think I'm going to hit anybody with that.
Yep,
I was
first one,
gonna-
it's a miss. Now, as monks, things to know. You can, if you've made an attack, you can make a bonus action second attack. You can also spend key to make 2 additional attacks as part of your bonus action.
Right. Okay. Well, so I can do one more attack, anyways, right?
Yes, for free.
Okay. Or, oh my gosh, or not.
Whew. This isn't going great for y'all so far.
Yeah, no.
You do have flying.
Yes.
Although I will say, too, you would notice this. There seems to be a kind of hazy distortion once you get above the walls of this pit. Like there is some kind of unseen ceiling above you.
Well, I'm just going to hover right here for now.
All right. Are you going to get any elevation?
Right now I'm hovering just like 10, 15 feet off the ground.
That was bigger than anticipated.
Big giant 0.
All right. I'll fix that in a second. They all rolled really well on their initiative rolls.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah. All right. Another one is just going to sort of come forward and is also going to take the dodge action. Show, you're up.
Okay. Okay. So this one and this one are both taking dodge action.
Yes.
Not that I would know that, but
They seem to have adopted a defensive stance.
Yeah. I'm just out of reach. So, what I will do is as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh, and my quarterstaff that I'm carrying will uh, have sort of a magical aura surround it. Um, it's almost like it just got thicker, really. Um, not a lot thicker, but
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
looking at it, you can tell that there's something going on with it. Then I will 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. 35. From here, because I have a movement of 40, so I will rush up towards them, and I am going to then use my action to cast Thorn Whip at the guy with the orb and try to yank him closer to me.
All right. Go ahead and give me a spell attack roll.
The attack roll. Huzzah!
Holy crap. All right. Roll crit damage.
Okay. My Thorn Whip though, it also isn't necessarily a spell that comes out. It's not magical energy. It's more like the the wooden cords that make up my arm just sort of extend out, and thorns grow on them as it extends out, and my hand grasps the man or woman. I can't tell who it is. The orb is covering them, and grasp him as I yank him back towards me.
All right.
And yeah, I would like him. I think I can move him 10 feet and would like him right in front of me. Yeah.
And as soon as he gets hit, the orb falls.
Nice. Should it have fallen back there then if it's as soon as he gets hit?
Well, I would say there is momentum to this hit.
Gotcha.
All right. Man, they generally rolled much better initiative than you all.
Oh, out of curiosity, since Thorn Whip is uh, a melee spell attack, can I mark him with my Iron Palm ability?
We've been playing for like 18 seconds, and CJ is already making me question whether I have written something badly. Yeah, it just says with an attack on your turn.
I would like to spend a key point to mark him with my Iron Palm.
It doesn't spend a key
So
point.
was that
It doesn't spend a key point.
what? Oh, even better.
Yep. So this is the Way of the Iron Body. So this is a confusing stack of effects happening. So
Sorry.
it's all right. There's a weird discoloration as this sort of dark metallic energy runs through your arm, and as the sort of thorns and they almost look like small branches of your arm rake across this person. They leave like dull black glowing lines, almost like this person has been painted with iron, and they are basically taunted. figure out a good symbol for this. We'll just mark it orange.
Works for me.
All right, and if you'd like, you can pick up the orb. That's
As
a
a free
free
action?
object interaction.
Absolutely. And just so my teammates know, metagaming here a little bit, just a little bit. Basically, that dude has disadvantage if he tries to attack any of you guys. That's what the Iron Palm ability does, if I remember correctly.
Very good to know.
Yep. All right. Next up is the sort of fiery monk in the back. She literally looks like she has maybe a fire genasi kind of background. Let's see. So starting there. She circles wide and is going to come in behind you to try and punch you.
No!
So she is going to roll with advantage because she's now flanking. Whew, gets a 26 on the first one.
That will hit.
The orb goes rolling.
However,
oh, yeah.
I would like to use my other ability, my Iron Body ability, as a reaction. When I'm hit by an attack, I can deflect some or all of the impact. I need to... What do I need to do? If this were... Do I just get to roll it automatically? I don't have to roll to see if it succeeds?
Yeah, you're burning a reaction, so it just happens.
When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by a total equal to one roll of your martial arts die, plus your con modifier. So, martial arts die is a d4, right?
Yes. And I've added it as a reaction.
Oh. Yeah, I'm reading it from there. I just didn't... Oh, I see what you said. So just roll that. Normal roll. 5.
You still take 2 points of damage. But there is a resounding clang as her fiery fist hits Sho's body. And right where she's about to hit, his body goes that sort of matte iron gray. And she like flexes her hand trying to shake it out. But she is going to try and attack you again.
Okay.
Whew, she's rolling real good.
Dang it.
Ouch. 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13? Holy cow.
And last one misses. Snicked.
3 attacks?
Yep. She's the toughest one out here. Snicked, you're up.
Okay. You said that she curled around wide, and that gives me the bright idea to do the same thing, so that I can put myself right here without drawing any attacks. And I am going to use a racial ability as a bonus action. It's called Draconic Cry, but Snicked is 2.5 feet tall. It sounds more like a really high-pitched whine. So, enemies within 10 feet of me. Until the start of my next turn, all of my allies have advantage on attacks against those enemies.
Nice.
And actually, so do I.
Yeah. This is about to get nuts. So that's everybody
So
except the one in the back.
Yep. So I will turn on the one that slapped Sho around, and I will attack her.
Wait. Did it hit the one to the right of me?
No, I think that
Oh,
one's
you're
too
right.
far away.
That's farther than 10.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Make some attacks with advantage.
So since that was my bonus action, I only get to do the one attack. Oh, how's a 19 to hit?
19 will definitely hit.
For a whopping 5 points of damage.
Every little bit helps.
And I realize I have to use my reaction for this, so could I say that I did this before my turn started? Choosing my fighting style?
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
You would just have
So
one on.
I am currently in dragon style, so Snick looks a little bit more substantial than you think he should.
There's a weird sort of like flowingness to it. But it ends in these brutal, sudden impacts that catches this woman off guard, and your little kobold hand just right up through her defenses. Guy in the back. He is going to... Oh, loose ball. He's going to go grab the ball.
That's fair.
And then he'll move back a notch. All right. The silence. It's going to be
Do
wild.
what the silence does best.
There we go.
And not talking. I'm here. So I'm close to the bottom of the turn.
And mechanically, we did make you a bugbear, so you do have a 10-foot reach when you attack on your turn.
Yeah, I did see that. So if I... If I move there... No, wait. Really overthinking this.
And you've already got advantage because of Snick's Kobold Cry.
Yeah, so if I move there this round and attack her.
Whew. 24 definitely hits.
All right. Out of that one. 24 hits. Smooth.
Let's see.
Are you rolling with advantage?
I did. I don't know if that one transferred over weirdly.
All right. So first one hits, second one misses. Also a reminder that you all are you all are monks. So you can also stun as part of any attack. And the silence in particular, as a razor mind, you can also use mind knife by spending a key point to deal extra damage and potentially incapacitate an enemy.
She's been hit a few times, though. She's also their strongest one.
Back.
Alright, I'm kind of curious what this mind knife can do. What's been a key point? I'm really curious. DC 13, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Nat 1.
Yes.
So you swing out, and your whole arm is wreathed in this purple psionic fire. And you reach out and sort of slash it across her. And as you do, tendrils of this fire sort of wind their way around her head, and she just goes slack. Like, she drops her stance, and now she's just standing there with kind of a dazed look. And there's even like little purple embers coming off of her eyes. So go ahead and roll the psychic damage for that. It'll be the same as your unarmed strike, or it has a special button under your actions.
Oh, yeah, mind knife. So I rolled damage from mind knife.
Yep. Nice. So she is charmed until the end of your next turn, and she is also incapacitated while she is charmed. All right, anything else? I think that was action and bonus action and movement, so all good. All right, Ty, you're up.
Yeah. Just been chilling back here, I guess. Feels weird. But 40. I guess I left her range. I wasn't paying attention to that one.
Oh, yep, that will be a swing.
Ah. I make mistakes. It'd be that way. Just gonna crit it.
They got a 2 on the die.
Oh, I guess they didn't crit it. Well, do I try and mess with him or do I go for the orb?
Go for the orb. We need
Yeah, I'll
it.
go for the orb. I will, I guess we'll punch that guy. I missed.
Let's see. Yep, that is going to miss.
What can I do? I don't know there's much else I can do.
You can always attack as a bonus action as a monk.
No, I thought you had to hit him.
No, as long as you make an attack, you can make a bonus action attack.
Well, I'll try a bonus action attack him.
That will hit.
Bam. Lowest you can roll.
All right. So the orb falls.
Can I just pick it up for a free action?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have the orb.
All right.
That's it.
So this is a good thing that Show has done. We're back at the top of the order. The marked enemy is going to try and get the orb back, but is going to attack with disadvantage.
See, I planned that out, actually.
First one is only a 13.
Well, that's good. That means he missed.
And second one's only a 12.
They built
Yeah.
this.
All right. That was that one's turn. This other one is going to go. So he can't maneuver to get advantage, but he's going to take some swings. That is a 17 to hit.
Oh yeah, that got to me. I've dropped the orb.
Orb flies. You take 7 points of damage.
They're gonna kill me. It'd be like that.
Second one misses. Lilifear, you're up.
All right.
That is probably going to hit. Who are you aiming at?
Oh, the guy with the orange pip on him.
All right. And I think until Snick's turn, you're attacking with advantage, too.
Indeed.
Oh, okay.
Let's go ahead and roll again and see if you crit.
Sure, why not?
Not a crit, but definitely hits.
Yep, alright. Let's see, where do I...
Whew. Y'all have rolled minimum damage a lot.
right. It's like, well, you know.
And you get to move him 5 feet in the direction of your choice.
Oh, okay. I'll move him 5 feet to the right.
All right. And then you can either make another attack or do something else with your bonus action.
I'll just make another attack.
And forced movement doesn't draw an opportunity attack, right?
It does not. It has to. They have to use something to make that happen.
Ah,
That will also
Gotcha.
hit.
Here we go.
Oh, and I should have marked it. On initiative count 20, you all got a red light. All right. That was action, bonus action, movement. Are you still 15 feet up?
Yeah, I'm just, hanging
All
out like
right.
that.
This one runs over and grabs the orb and is going to...
Opportunity attack.
Oh, yep. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, wait, and I have advantage, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the 21 definitely hits, but we'll see if I crit. I do not.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. All right. Yeah, he just fully takes a hit in the back as he runs to grab it. He'll move a few steps further back and take the dodge action. All right, Show, you're up.
Him moving really destroyed all my best laid plans. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to make this work. Right, I'm going to move and take any opportunity attacks that might come my way.
All right, I think that would have been one just then, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. It's a 19 to hit.
Are you kidding me? I've got an 18 AC and I've been hit every single time.
Boy.
I'm going to save my reaction, though, in case Fire Lady comes at me again.
And that is 8 points of damage.
Are you kidding me? I am so close to dying. But that's okay. That's okay.
All right.
I'm going to continue moving. Boop, boop. Boop. To here. Or do I want to try and get advantage on the other guy? Yeah, I'll move here. And with that, I'm going to attack the guy with the orb.
All right.
And that should end up being even, right? Because he took dodge, but we have advantage.
Yes.
And I'm going to attack him with Shillelagh. Poop.
Yeah, I thought that was the damage roll.
Nope.
Well then.
I will attack him again. Nope.
Oh,
Man.
Do I have to hit in order to use Flurry of Blows?
I don't think so. I think you just have to have used the attack action.
And Flurry of Blows doesn't count as a bonus action?
No, Flurry of Blows is a bonus action. But
Okay, so
if
I
you
can't do
used...
that.
Oh. Yeah, you should be able to. Why not?
Well, if I can't, I won't, because they're both listed as bonus actions.
What was the other bonus action you took?
I attacked once,
Uh-huh.
and then I attacked again as a bonus action,
Okay.
right?
Well, yeah, we'll just say that if you want to make that third attack, you can spend your key point.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to spend a key point to try and Flurry of Blows him.
All right.
There we go.
That will hit. Are you going to mark him?
Yes, I am. No, this was the guy with the orb.
Oh, okay.
And then with my second Flurry of Blows attack, because you hit twice.
Oh, no, sorry. The way I interpreted that was that your second attack was part of your Flurry of Blows.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm fine with that then.
Do you want to
Then
pick
yeah,
up the orb?
Yes, I would like to pick up the orb.
All right.
Well, actually, is it possible, rather than picking it up, to kick it backwards towards my team?
So I'm going to call this athletics or acrobatics. If you had saved an attack for it, or especially an action, no problem.
Okay.
But trying to sort of sneak it in, we're going to have to see if you can, sort of whip yourself around to do that. It won't be a super high check, because you do have your quarterstaff, which is sort of perfect for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that then. I'm I'm going to try and send it rolling back towards Snicked.
All right. This has officially become field hockey.
What did you say to roll? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics?
They're the same for me, so I'm going to do athletics.
Yeah, on an 18, you can knock it over to Snick's feet.
All right. Yeah, try to kind of get some room for my team to work a little. And that'll end my turn.
All right. Oops. Trying to do math. There we go. All right. So it is now the incapacitated one, and you are getting great mileage out of that. She just spends her turn staring into space, leaking purple embers out of her eyes.
Fantastic.
It's honestly probably a little bit horrifying for you all, especially since the silence has not said anything up to this point. All right, Snicked, it is your turn, and the orb is at your feet.
Okay, and she is still incapacitated?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. And I'm picking up the orb and I'm running.
That's what I was hoping for.
All right.
Can you go towards the ring? Like, is it a portal, or is it just keeping score?
It's just keeping score. It's like a point, like a dot of red light has appeared, sort of embedded up in the wall.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's like a basketball hoop or something.
No.
And then take that.
And I will
sweet
take the dodge action.
So the impression that you all have is that either the people holding it or the last people to have touched it before initiative 20 get a point. You don't know how many points you're playing to. All right, so that was all of Snick's turn. The guy in the back who is not marked, he's just going to go for it. What's his optimal way to get out of here? He is going to risk an attack of opportunity from Show. So you can go ahead and make that if you'd like.
All right.
Wait, not me either.
And from Ty as well,
Oh,
right?
you're right. Yeah, he'll take both.
I'm kind of right there. I mean, granted, I don't really hit hard.
Both of those will hit.
Boom.
Do you run close enough to me to get an attack opportunity, or?
He did not.
Okay.
How far can he move?
He took a dash action.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Oh,
there, but he can't do anything about it. All right. It
Gotcha.
is the Silence's turn.
Press your advantage. Murder her. Behead her. May her blood spill and stain this battlefield.
She is no longer dazed, and pretty much everything clears except for Show's mark. All right, the Silence. What's up?
All right. Well, I'm gonna do what anybody would do, and I'm gonna just do a quick little jump down to here. And I'm gonna attack. Let's see if I crit.
You definitely hit. No crit.
Anyways. There you go.
He is looking pretty hurt, and you have a bonus action attack if you want to take it.
Yeah, why not? Does that also get a advantage?
Yep. Whew, yep, that'll hit.
So close.
Yep.
It's a 19.
But max damage. He is very hurt. All right. That was action, bonus action, move. Ty, you're up.
Well, I huh. What do I do? Let's punch him. I mean, there's
A monk punching? What?
I know, right?
That's just
Maybe I'll get cheeky. Ooh. No, I think I'll just do what I always do. We'll just punch him. Clearly going after this person because she hit me last, even though I missed.
All right. This one?
Yeah.
All right. 13. Yeah, I do believe that is a miss.
Well, you know what? We'll just hit him again. 16.
$16 will hit.
Whew, thank goodness. 7.
Nice. That is max damage.
Nice.
All right. We
Oh, and then
are back to the top. Let's see. They're going to go after the ball. And Lilithir, you're still 15 feet up in the air, right?
yeah.
Okay. Oops.
We should really consider trying to get him the ball. Let him fly very high.
I guess
Well,
I'll
as
take.
high as the
You know
ceiling
what? I will
will allow.
risk my reaction on that guy, and I will punch him.
All right, go for it.
I'm probably going to miss, but I'm still going to punch him.
Didn't we
That'll
already?
hit. Baby.
Didn't we already use our reactions?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. When
Oh.
the other guy
But I
moved.
just had my turn.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
you're very good point. My bad. My bad.
Another 4. I punch him in the shoulder as he's running away, like, you coward.
He is starting to be
Right.
pretty hurt. But he basically comes up and is going to punch the silence in the back of the head with a nat 20.
Gosh.
'Twas nice to know you.
Oof.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm
It
tough. I
is
can walk it off
only-
easily.
It is only 10 points of damage.
Oh, see, we're golden. I still have HP left.
All right. That one went. That one. Since you did just take your reaction, the other one is also going to go ahead and move. He's not going to be able to attack, but he is going to try and block in Mr. Schnicht. And Lilifear, you're up.
Hmm. Well, since I'm 15 feet up, I can fly past this guy and not get an attack of opportunity, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna get advantage on this guy, like fly down.
So, like, does this mean if you're 15 feet above, you could also pee on his head and then move on?
I
If you
could.
do, like,
I could just pee as I go, probably. I mean, you can get both of them.
Peeing is a free action.
the golden shower by IP
I'd
Freely.
hate to think that it would cost you.
It
Just
might.
please tell me you're wearing pants.
I've been naked from the waist down this whole time. Nobody's noticed.
He's been trying to aim.
Okay, let's see. Oh gosh.
That'll hit.
Oh, okay. And
All right.
then the bonus action. Because I have 2-weapon fighting, so. Or
Well-
could I just swing the short sword again, or?
You can also just use Cosmic Bolt.
Oh, really? That's like I closer. I don't get a disadvantage or anything.
The way Cosmic Bolt is written is it is either a melee attack or a ranged attack,
Right. 30
specifically
feet,
for
yeah.
that reason.
Yeah, I was using the short sword because it's 1d6 plus 3 instead of 1d4, but I don't know.
But you'd potentially be able to move him, which might be valuable too.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Didn't want to screw up anybody's advantage or anything. Because I'm guessing I can't switch targets. Like, it'd have to be the same person.
Hey, I forgot. Right before Lilifear's turn, there is
Oh, yep.
another flare of
Another
light,
red light.
and
Ding.
you all now have 2.
We're winning.
Like
we're
in
winning.
hockey, the little red light goes off and spins
Yep.
around.
Bing. All right.
Or the Mighty Ducks.
So you could short
Okay.
sword or Cosmic Bolt.
I'll just short sword again. Because why not?
That'll hit.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh well.
You all have rolled minimum damage so many times.
This is just weird.
It is statistically like messing with you all.
Well, it's just a friendly scrimmage game. We didn't want to, go all out just yet.
All right. The guy who is stuck way back there with Show, and is still marked. He's going to follow the action because everybody's been using their reactions. So he is going to dash and put himself next to Snikt.
But has
doesn't-
Show used
Oh,
his
hi.
reaction?
I think both of you all used it. You got yours back and then used it again. Show hasn't
Yeah.
gotten his back at all yet. He goes
Oh, he
next,
has his turn.
Nope.
Sucks to be you.
Yep.
and it
First
is
of going
Show's
last.
turn.
Okay. So I can move 40 feet. Right? Yeah, I've got 40 feet of movement. So I'm going to move here. Shouldn't provoke any opportunity attacks. And then I'm going to use Thorn Whip to attempt and pull this gentleman back towards me, opening a path for. Oh no, we're not at the edge of the map, are we? You've got a little bit of room to. I thought, well,
Looks like I do.
can you could make that anyway, but still, I'm gonna pull him back, trying to get a little extra room for you with my Thorn Whip.
All right. Roll that attack. That'll
Indiana.
hit.
And I will mark him.
All right.
And since it was a spell, can I use Flurry of Blows?
I think it specifies the attack action, but let's look. After you take the attack action.
Okay, so no Flurry of Blows. All right, so he's marked, and that is it. No bonus action, no reaction yet.
All right. Next up is the monk that's been incapacitated for a while.
She's gonna come kill me. Yay!
Man, it is hard to see how she is going to get. Yeah.
Running past people.
Yeah, this is the thing about monks.
Corner party.
Yep. But she is using a dash action, so that makes it Snick's turn.
Dang it!
All right. At the end of her turn, as my reaction, I am switching forms. So the flowing serpentine dragon form gives way to something a bit lighter and airier and more bird-like.
All right.
And then I will, on my turn, I will use a key point to take the disengage action as a bonus action.
Nice.
And then I'm going to move and dash.
Jeez.
I can dig it.
Everybody had just gotten crowded around over here.
I mean, Snick has kind of figured out the name of the game here.
Yep, I think he's learning.
And off in the distance, very gently, you hear a saxophone begin to play.
What song is it playing?
All right. So Snick has taken the ball and run. The monk in the middle now. I guess he's gonna run.
He's got to make it through a
I was
lot
gonna
of
say,
people.
how many? What's the least opportunity attacks he can take?
Can they use key to dash or to disengage?
Oh, he can actually get there. But let's see if he can. So the silence is going to get to make an opportunity attack.
Absolutely.
The silence shut table.
Nice.
The silence did not.
He is going to burn some energy and create a sort of spectral shield to deflect that attack, which burns his reaction, and he already used his action. So he uselessly arrives on the other side of the map.
Wait, I don't get an attack of opportunity though, or
Oh yeah, go ahead.
is it just a regular roll?
Yeah. That actually hits even with his shield. So go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
He arrives at the other side with 1 hit point.
Oh,
Can
All right.
lightly breathe on him, Snicked.
Now it is the Silence's turn.
Well, now. Well, I'm going to move 5 feet over. And I'm going to attack this guy.
All right. Go for it. That'll hit.
And then, can I use my bonus action attack?
Yep. That will also hit.
you gonna check for a crit though? Oh, there he goes.
Who do you think I am?
You did with the first one.
He did. He rolled a 20 twice.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty talented.
that
Uh,
explains it.
Rolling twice.
they are pretty much all of them are now looking pretty hurt, but that one is still standing. All
I
right.
tried.
It is Ty's turn.
Well, I think we know where I'm doing. Let's see how good I am. What?
Let's say, is it urinating or was that just
Well,
me?
no, I'm just gonna punch him
Oh, okay, that yeah.
potentially. No.
15. He still has his shield up until his turn, so 15 does
Yeah,
not
I'll-
hit.
I know, but I got the advantage. Oh no!
All right, so
If
you
I could
still
just
got
land one.
at least one more.
Well, I got the bonus action attack.
That'll hit.
Ha! You can suck it.
As you hit him, there's this weird like moment where like you make contact, and then your fist just fully passes through, and he like disintegrates and is gone.
Then I point to him. I go, "You're welcome." Keep him off. Let's drop these numbers.
All right.
So
I've
do you
done
think
much,
he's
but
dead, or do we need to give him a fruit basket?
Honestly, we could just chop them up for little pieces so you can eat later.
The two of the other fighters try and dash back to the other side, and they don't quite make it there before there is another like thrum of energy, and the third circle appears, and all of the lights go red in this space, and then the rest of the fighters disintegrate as well, leaving you alone in this pit.
Huzzah!
Ah.
Huzzah!
What do we get now?
So
I try to bite the ball.
that's actually perfect. You bite the ball cracks open, revealing a hollow interior, and inside you all find some stuff. Everyone can add a grade 3 energy pill. So look up energy pill and grab a grade 3. Everyone add one to your inventory.
On D&D Beyond, like,
Yeah.
you just search for that? Or
Yep, it's already programmed in.
Energy pill grade 3. Add to my backpack. What's it do?
Ooh.
Also, I will add these items. There are we'll just go with that. There are 5 copies of a technique manual, and it doesn't have the mark of a specific school on it. And the name of the technique is discernment.
Discernment.
And I'll add that for you all to have between sessions. So, you all are kind of left in this pit for a while. And now we'll see something cool about how monks work. I think you all are high enough level. Maybe you're not. Let's look. Oh, hey, no, you're not yet. Haha. So, also in this container, you all find a collection of potions. So everybody add one. Yeah, everybody add one regular potion and one greater potion of healing.
Of healing?
Yeah.
Potion of healing.
And yeah, I'll go a step further. When we come back, y'all are all going to be level 4.
Oh, gosh.
Yay.
But that is where we're going to call it for tonight. We will come back next week to continue into the Day of 10,000 Fists.
And can we go on and level up our characters?
Yep.
When leveling up, should we keep our current hit points?
So this is what I was going to mention, and this is why I'm going to have you level up. Monks have this really annoying ability that throws off. It's an optional class feature, but I'm going to let y'all have it. And it's called Quickened Healing. And basically, as long as you have enough short rests, you can heal yourselves to full.
What do you mean by as long as we have enough short rests?
So you get all your ki back on a short rest, and Quickened Healing, as an action, you spend 2 ki points and roll a martial arts die. You regain a number of hit points equal to the number rolled plus your proficiency bonus.
Huh. And you can just short rest again to get your key back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you all are going to be surprisingly sturdy, which is going to be very important. I'll leave y'all with a little bit of a taste. So you all have a while to sort of recuperate. You feel like you have this short burst of sort of life and death conflict has helped you all process a lot of the training and experiences you have had up to this point. And as you all sort of meditate on these new insights, the world around you starts to shift. It's almost like reality dissolves, and you find yourselves cluster y'all together and see if it'll work this time. Pick the most fun place to drop you. Yeah, I'll put you over here. Hey, it worked. You all find yourselves on a sort of lightly wooded plateau, looking down into what looks like a winding ravine. You can see other sort of higher points of elevation along the way, but you have been dropped into a deep, dark forest. And you can see that there are shadows moving out in the distance. And just like before, you're filled with this strange sense of understanding. Not only that you need to hunt these shadows, but that these shadows will also be hunting you.
Ooh. I did not bring a torch.
So that's
I
where,
don't need one.
I'll say, and I can't check your all's dark vision without restarting D&D Beyond, which is annoying.
Well, more so, just shadows in general can do funny things, but sometimes fire is good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Or bad for them. Bad for them, good for us.
So what you're saying is let's burn the forest down.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and end
No.
the stream here.
As a creature made of wood, I am very opposed to that.
A note both for our players and for people who are watching at home. I'll throw it in the comments here and on YouTube. It's the Christmas in July sale on DM's Guild, which is where you can find all of the monk subclasses that folks are playing tonight. You can find Snick's Master of Many Styles, Lilifear's Way of Falling Stars, a gravity manipulating monk, Show's Way of the Iron Body, a defensive monk who becomes harder and harder to kill and becomes capable of taunting and counterattacking. There is Ty Lee's Way of the Flowing River, which is a time manipulating monk. And there is the Silence's Razor Mind Monk, which is a psionic monk who is capable of damaging an opponent's mind as well as their body. So you can find all of those on DM's Guild for sale right now. And you can pick up all of them and the Impactful Ideals system for less than $20 total, or you can pick and choose your favorites.
What about the custom backgrounds?
Those will be part of a later release. Anything that is not included in one of the 7 subclasses so far is going to be compiled into a sort of Monkathon source book. It's going to have, based on estimates so far, hundreds of items, equally split between magic items and techniques, and lots of new stat blocks, and a little bit of setting information, and all kinds of fun stuff. So look forward to that coming out in the fall.
So you can get it for not Christmas in July, but for regular Christmas.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm dropping the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.